Hello everyone, it's John back again. This is the first video I've done on my own for a while. I know Michael put one out last night which done really well. Thanks everyone for watching the video last night and the comments, the very kind comments that you put at the bottom of the video. Also, thanks to the new subscribers as well. We got quite a few subscribers on the back of the video Michael put out last night. So again, thanks very much for that. I was just, funny enough, I was going through I did a spare hour today and I was just looking at, Everton stats and what have you, and some of them really stood out. I was quite shocked at some of the stats, some of them are shocking to be fair, and, some that I actually wrote down, I wanted to share with you to be fair. So the first one I found was the last penalty that was awarded and scored at Goodison Park was Wayne Rooney against Swansea in December 2017. So basically, we haven't scored a penalty at home since 2017. Wayne Rooney against Swansea. Swansea aren't even in the Premier League now, so I know it probably could be down to the fact that we don't get many penalties given for us. But that, to me, is a shocking stat. The last penalty we got given for us that wasn't scored was Gylfi Sigurdsson in March 2019. So, we don't have a great record with penalties, especially in knockout competitions. We don't really win many of them. Maybe that's down to the fact that we don't get given many penalties to practice scoring them. The last time Everton scored a penalty was Gylfi Sigurdsson against Lincoln away in 2019. So, listen, we don't get awarded many penalties. And I was talking to someone today and someone seems to have someone against Everton, whether it's VAR decisions, whether it's penalty decisions. We just don't get them, and them stats I've just give you there just prove it, for some unknown reason, we haven't got a great record with penalties. The last own goal that was scored at Goodison Park in Everton's favour was Ben Mee for Burnley in May 2019. So, we haven't had an own goal in our favour this season at Goodison Park. The last own goal that was scored in an away fixture was Lindelof in 2019 in December. That was at Old Trafford. The last time Everton scored a hat-trick at Goodison Park was Wayne Rooney against West Ham in November 2017. I think that's a shocking stat, and I also think that it just proves that since Lukaku left we haven't really had an out-and-out goal scorer, because out-and-out goal scorers do get quite a few hat-tricks. So that stat there, the last Everton hat-trick at Goodison Park was 2017. I'm quite shocked at. The last Everton hat-trick in an away fixture was also 2017, and that was Lukaku. It's not great reading, I know loads of players don't score hat-tricks, but, 3 seasons now, that's not great reading. The last 0-0 at Goodison Park was against Arsenal in 2019. So obviously, there isn't many draws at Goodison, which, always makes for a more attacking, game. And but some of them stats there that I've just read out actually quite shock me, especially the hat-trick one. The last Everton player to score a hat-trick at Goodison Park was 2017. I think that just shows, I know Calvert-Lewin's improved this season, but I just think that shows that we are still missing that out-and-out goal scorer. I think that's it for the stats. I also wanted to mention the update on Bramley Moor that's come out today. Been sent this. Many of you have probably seen it. So looking at the construction of Bramley Moor, when it's going to start. So it looks like it's starting on my birthday this year, don't forget, which is the 10th of December 2020. So looking at this, the construction of the south stand, I'm thinking is going to be the one closest to the Mersey. Obviously, if they build that first, then it allows them to build from that then towards the Dock Road, which will make it a bit easier for the construction. The finish date for that is June 2023. The construction of the West Stand, looking at these, these dates are give and take, they're probably not going to be spot on, but it's sort of like a rough guide. Bearing in mind, this is obviously if we get planning permission, which, to be fair, I'm 99.9% sure we're going to get planning permission. I actually think the planning permission and the movement of Everton going to Bramley Moor is further on than what we actually know. I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than what we're finding out, which, can only be a good thing if, that the process is further on than what we know. So the West Stand is going to start in April 21, and that will take 2 years, just a bit more than 2 years. That'll finish in 2023. Construction of the East Stand will start on the 11th of May. That is going to take, looking like 22 months. There's only 3 stands on here. I hope we're not building a ground with only 3 stands. Obviously we're not. I don't know why. They're probably going to start constructing 2 really close together. Testing and commissioning. Now, listen, I'm not the brainiest person in the world. I'm not really sure what that means. All I can assume is that obviously you'll have to test the new stands construction-wise, if they're safe structures or what have you, and that's going to take 38 weeks. That for all that. I'm assuming it's that. Someone will probably say it's not that. As I say, I'm being honest. I really don't know what testing and commissioning means. Inspections and handovers. So now we're heading into 2022. That's going to happen, according to this, give or take, the 23rd of December. Now, I was saying to Michael before, a lot of construction sites, a lot of construction workers finish 2 weeks before the lead up to Christmas. So, as I say, it might happen before, it might just be a bit after. It's going to take 29 weeks. So that's what? Just over half a year, something like that. Then they're going to start working on the pitch in November 2022. That's going to take 25 weeks, so 6 months. Obviously, they're open, the stands will be up then, and the majority of the work inside the stadium will be done for obviously to get the pitch down. And then looking at these dates here, September 2020, which is, looking at that, I didn't even realise that the car park and the externals. So looking at this, they're actually going to start working on the outside of where the ground's going. Obviously, it'll be clearing the land and flattening it out, and obviously they'll need that to get the construction stuff, the building materials onto the land. So that looks like it's starting in September 2020. So, that's not long away, and we all know how quick the year goes. So, hopefully, in the next, 6-7 months, we are going to see a spade going in the ground with a bit of luck. That's taken the longest. That's taken 148 weeks looking at this. That's basically going to run 2 months until the stadium's finished. So obviously, you're going to have people inside working on the ground. You're going to have the external work getting done by, you know, maybe another company, I don't know. That's taken the longest, that. It's got 148 weeks on this. So, you know, we've all seen the plans. We've seen the video. It looks magnificent, the new stadium. And, you know, it is going to be great. As I said, it's going to be sad, really, really sad to leave Goodison Park. But, you know, now we've seen the plans, and hopefully, you know, this isn't a bum steer, these things that have been sent today. Hopefully these are, you know, rough guidelines, but this actually means that there is a spade going to be going in the ground in the very near future. And then you've got the last one, which is final stadium testing. So obviously that will be, you know, health and safety coming in and testing the construction and, you know, looking at everything that they've got to do to give us that test certificate. I know every season a Premier League ground has to have a safety certificate granted. So every year, whether it be a brand new stadium or a stadium that's old like Everton's, they have to have a test every season. Now, I heard 5 years ago by someone who I know who was a minor shareholder that it costs Everton, this was 5 years ago, so it's probably a lot more now, but 5 years ago it was costing Everton £1 million every season when the season had finished. Before the certificate was granted for the following season, it was costing Everton £1 million to get that stadium right, to pass that certificate. 5 years down the line, you're looking at a lot more than, you know, £1 million. And I think this also explains why we have to move. Yeah, it's going to be a sad day, and you know, I'll be like a lot of Evertonians. I'll cry my eyes out, but it's something that has to be done to push on to the next level, to keep us, you know, in the loop of people getting new grounds and regenerating their new ground. So it's something that, you know, that Everton have to do, unfortunately. But, you know, it is going to be a sad day. So in total, it says it's taken 37 weeks. Now, the finish date for the final stadium testing runs into the 23-24 season. I think it's about 3 weeks after the season's kicked off that the stadium will be ready to use, looking at these dates. So all I can imagine Everton are going to do is we will have to play the games that we should be playing at home at. Obviously, we'll have to speak to the Premier League, and we'll have to speak to the teams who were supposed to be playing to see if we can play maybe our first 3 home fixtures away and reverse it. I think the team across the park had to do that when they put their new roof on their loft conversion. I think they had to get permission to do that, and, you know, obviously it was granted because they get everything. So I think that's what will happen, or we will have to play them somewhere else. But obviously, again, they won't be classed as our home games. So that's just a breakdown of rough dates of when Everton are hoping to move to Bramley Moor. Sorry if I've gone on a bit long, and I'm sorry that I've been looking down, but as I say, I've got the thing I've been sent in front of me there. So as I say, I just wanted to get a video out. If anyone does watch it right the way through, which I know a lot of people don't, can you just give the subscribe button a hit if you don't already, and leave a comment at the bottom. Thanks very much for watching, folks, and I will speak to you soon. Me and Michael will probably be back together on Thursday for a match preview for the Arsenal game, which is Sunday. Thanks again, everyone, for watching.